Good evening, everyone. It's another waffly vlog this time, unfortunately. Not much has happened this week, so it's just going to be a lot of me waffling about various topics and trying to stay and make some sort of sense. I'm going to try and stay and look at the camera more. I've been given notes that I do tend to sort of dart around looking around everything around me and not actually focusing on the camera, so that's the plan for today. As well as just a bit of a catch up, really. Bit of what's been on my mind this week and how things are going, really. So, this week, not a lot's been happening. I've still been sort of hung out with my foot not working properly, which has been fantastic. Lots of sitting around doing an awful lot, taking painkillers, waiting for it to ease. It's one of those conditions where you take the meds, but it just flares up and you just got to wait it out, and essentially that's what I'm doing. It's about 80% at the moment, touch wood, which is good. I've been walking around fairly well today, which is nice. I'm hoping I can go for a walk tomorrow, get some fresh air, and actually get out of the flat, get my words out properly. Still struggling to drink water. I'm trying my best to do so, but a couple of days ago I barely did like 500 ml, and yesterday I did over about I think around 2 liters, which is the most I've done in a while. Today I'm about a litre and a half max. I haven't really done very well today, but I'm gonna try. I'm keeping pushing forward and trying to do better every day. In that regard, you don't realise how hard drinking can be sometimes. I didn't anyway. I'm used to just gulping stuff straight down. Like I could drink, I don't know, like a can of Pepsi Max. I could down that if I was thirsty enough. Whereas I'm not allowed to gulp anymore as part of the condition. You're not allowed to gulp or use straws. Say condition as a result of the operation, you're not allowed to, which is something different. Straws I'm not too worried about or fussed about, to be honest, but gulping, something I was used to. I could chug, like I say, I could chug water down, chug Coke, I could chug anything essentially quite quickly, but now I have to sip it slowly and take a pause, sip, take a pause, sip, take a pause. And I was talking to Tanya the other day, who is one of my lovely supporters, both on YouTube and in life. And we were discussing how essentially my day has gone from 8 hours sort of segments, as it were, like work 8 hours, sleep 8 hours, rest. It's now sort of hour and a half increments because I'm not allowed to drink or eat within half an hour of each other. So if I want to have a drink, I have to wait half an hour, and then I can have something to eat, and then I'm not allowed to drink again for another half an hour. So my day sort of revolves around waiting until I can either eat or drink again. So if I have something to eat, I have to wait half an hour to have a drink. If I want to have something to drink, something to eat, I have to wait half an hour after I've had a drink. So it's definitely consuming, and you're sort of constantly watching the clock and seeing when you can do things and when you can't, which is frustrating, but it's one of those things you've got to try and get your head around, I suppose. I am only on, this is the end of week 2 being back on solid food again, so it's only been 2 weeks, whereas before I was essentially fully liquid, so it didn't really matter if I whatever, but now I'm on like solid food and water. I need to regulate which one I do first and which one I do second, and then the time in between, so it is swings and roundabouts, but it is what it is. But yeah, it's not been too bad. It's been quite an eventful. Well, it hasn't been an eventful week. I know what I'm saying. Food wise, has been good. I think trying to work out calories, I'm not great at doing so, but I'm thinking I'm probably maxing out about 1,000, maybe 1,200 a day, if that. Portions are still small. I've done it a couple of days where I've pushed it maybe a little bit too much, and I felt really ill to the point where I'm like I couldn't eat for like a good few hours afterwards, if not longer. But I keep pushing forward. Toileting is still a dice roll, sort of when it feels like it. So there's no real sort of can't think of the word. reliability in that. I used to be a fairly regular person, not to get into too much detail, but now it's whenever my body feels like it's going to do something, I have to sort of trust it and go. So that's an issue difference, but it's something. Although I must say I was quite pleased the other day when my poo was brown again. It's not been like that for a while. It's definitely a learning curve, finding out that your poo will change colour depending on what your diet is, which obviously makes sense, but when you don't get foretold and you're sort of going to the blue and it's like a luminous yellow or dark green, you're sort of like, what the friggin' hell is going on inside me? So it does have that sort of effect, but it's back to normal again, which is nice. Just wish it'd be a little bit more regular, but beggars can't be choosers, and at least I'm still going, so that's a good thing. So yeah, that's a positive. So that's a big tick in the box. As I've not really been up to much this last week, I wish I could be a bit more adventurous, a bit more. I went and did this today. I went and did that today, but with the ability of not being able to walk, it has definitely put a damper on being able to do things. And best laid plans of mice and men and all that. I plan to walk every day and try and get outside and build up my stamina and be a bit fitter, and I've literally managed to do that like for a week, and then I've been held up because my foot decided it didn't want to work. My foot or my ankle decided that it just wanted to give me excruciating pain if I put any weight on it, so that was fun. But it is what it is. Joys of an ongoing condition, I suppose. I have gout and potentially arthritis, but arthritis hasn't been confirmed yet because they won't test me for it because I'm too young, but I've definitely got gout. Hereditary thing, passed down from my dad, from his dad. I'm assuming from his dad. So yeah, nice little genetic gift from the Bensberg family. But it is what it is. I say, you just take it day by day at the moment. There's not much else I can be doing. Been watching a lot of crap on TV. I managed to watch all 3 series of Bluestone 4-2. Series I absolutely love, always makes me laugh. And I've been watching Doctor Who again. I haven't watched Doctor Who in ages, but I started from the first series. Well, not the first series. I started from 9, Christopher Eccleston, and so the modern version. I've been starting from there and just working my way through. So that's been quite nice, keeping my mind occupied and rewatching stuff that I haven't seen for ages, which is nice. I think the thing that I've accomplished the most this last week is having a shower and changing my clothes a couple of times, which is gross, but a reality at the moment. You got nowhere to go. I forget to get changed, or I just put the same thing on all the day before, which again is gross, but just a reality, unfortunately. If I had somewhere to go, obviously I'd get changed and put something nice on, but just dossing around the flat at the moment because I can't go any further. It's literally I walk from my bedroom to the bathroom, and then I hobble into the front room and I sit on the sofa, and then I sit there as long as I possibly can until I really need to pee, because I get up, it shoots pain out my leg again, and it's been great fun. But today, like I say, today's been quite nice, so we move forward and we take the little victories and the little wins. So that's just a bit of an update on what's been going on here with me. Not an awful lot, really. It's weigh-in day tomorrow, so I don't know what I've lost this week. I've been weighing once a week, just to track progress more than anything. And weighing in still scares me, and it's a form of accountability, but at the same time it's still quite disconcerting, and it can be quite disheartening at the same time, because it's such a process that I've been through to then sort of to lose weight, and then you're sort of like, well, I've got to weigh it now, see if it's actually working, and it's sort of like nerve-wracking. But like I say, we take the wins where we can, and last week I weighed in, I'd lost 30 kilos in 4 and a bit weeks, so I can't complain in that regard. But still got a long way to go. I need to ideally lose half of what I weighed now, so I'm not putting a number on it because I don't want to. If I put a goal there and I don't reach it, I'm going to be disheartened and I'm going to be depressed and upset. And it brings back that notion of pass fail, which I'm trying to get out of my head. So we take the wins where we can, take losses where we have to, and we move forward onto the next day and keep going, as it were. I've had a couple of little treats the last last week or so. Nice solid food. I've had half of a M&S cookie. I'm only allowed half. I was only allowed half. Mum's been very strict, which has been helpful because I'd have eaten the whole thing. Because it went down really easily, and I didn't. And I could have eaten more and more and more, which is the joys and the of slider foods. Apparently, they taste good and they go down, and I can confirm a white chocolate cookie from Marks and Spencer's goes down really easily and it tastes really good. And by the time you finished it, you're like, "Where the bloody has it gone?" Because it goes really fast too. So I've had a couple of them this week, and then I had some Maryland cookies. I had 3 Maryland mini cookies. They're about the size of a 10p piece, but I had 3 of them and no more. And I'm trying to obviously monitor that sort of food and junk food and stuff. Mum was having crisps this evening. I said, "Can I have one?" She went, "No." I said, "But here's something else soft and crunchy." She said, "Yeah, but you don't like crisps, are you?" I was like, "No." It's nice to have someone to keep you accountable. Because sometimes, especially for me, my willpower just drops to the floor. And it's like, screw it, just do it. But I've been good so far. I haven't touched takeaway. I haven't had any fast food, any sort of fatty foods, any Coke. If you know me, I used to drink 2 to 3 litres of Pepsi Max a day. No water, just Pepsi Max. Haven't had either for 8 weeks now. So I'm staying true to what I said I was going to do. I have made a caveat. It's the first anniversary of my uncle's death next week, and if we can all get together, which we're kind of hoping we can, we're going to get together and we're going to have like a meal, and then just play games and just chill as a family. It's going to be really lovely. And I said, if that's the case, then I will have something then that's not potentially on the list. I'll probably regret it straight afterwards, but it's just a bit of a celebration of a great man and somebody that I love dearly and I miss terribly. But yeah, that's my one caveat for the time being. It's going to be that day. But like I said, at the moment I can't even eat that much anyway, so it'd probably be wasted either way. So probably be good that I'm in a group with a load of family, because then they can finish what I can't eat, which is probably going to be 90% of it. But it'd be nice to see everyone and yeah, celebrate a great man. But I'm not going to go down the too depressing route today. But yeah, so that's my one caveat when it comes to junk food and stuff at the moment. And that will be 9 weeks out, and it'll be 1 meal. So, is it justified? Probably not. Am I still going to do it? Probably. But it's just a bit of normality. What I've found over these last few weeks is you just want to feel normal sometimes, because you feel so alien. Whereas before you could just eat what you wanted, do what you wanted, and yeah, there were consequences, as you can see, but you did it anyway, and now you can't, and it makes you feel like you're a different person now. And any chance that you can get for a bit of normality, it makes you feel like you're normal again. Cling to, because that's what I've been doing. There's been days where I feel like I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but then there's other days where it's like, I had half a cookie, something I used to do all the time. I feel like me again. I feel like me again, and that's the difference. It's trying to build a new person, but not forget the old one, but build a new one. And then sometimes when you're building that new person, you need a little reminder of the old one, because otherwise you just feel lost and like you're on a desert island. That's what I found anyway. So having those little slices of normality, it's just nice, especially when you're sort of restricted in a lot of things. It's nice to have something that just makes you feel slightly unrestricted, even if it's for a moment. Yeah, It has been a bit of an odd week this week. I woke up on Sunday, feeling quite poorly. Felt really sick, and not very well. I woke up at fairly early and I slept during the day. And this morning I slept. I literally went to sleep fairly early. Well, I slept for like 11 hours, and every time I tried to wake up, I just couldn't. My body was just like, nope, and I straight back to sleep again. And it was like that up until it's about 2:30, where I finally pushed myself out of bed just because the day was just going and I hadn't moved. So there's been that sort of day, and those sort of days, the last couple of days, I've not been feeling terribly well. I've been feeling sick, a bit, I don't know. So yeah, I've not done very well these last couple of days. I'm trying. With the nausea, food was the last thing on my mind anyway, so that's the day I drank quite a lot because I was trying to stay hydrated and stuff. And today I've not drunk a lot because I haven't been awake for long, to be totally honest. It's been a weird couple of days. I'm hoping it'll start getting back to normal over the next couple of days. So yeah, that's been my week essentially. One thing that has been on my mind recently is medication. Really, you don't realise how many pills you got to now take. It's quite intimidating. I was already on 3 pills a day anyway. I take something for my gout, something for anxiety and depression, and something for vitamin D deficiency. And my normal, so that was fairly fine. But now that I'm post-op, I have to take those 3 normally. Then I have to take lansoprazole, multivitamin, an iron supplement, and every 3 months I have to have a vitamin D injection as well. So it's becoming quite the operation in the morning. When I wake up, I have to get all my pills out and then take one sip. Again, I used to take all my pills in one go. If I had especially if I was in pain, I'd take lansoprazole, naproxen, all my other meds. I'd have a handful of pills and just take them all in one go, chug it down, done. Now I can only do one at a time. So now it's gone from 30 seconds to about 5 minutes. And I'm on different tablets. Lansoprazole before, plastic tablet, take it, done. But I'm not have plastic tablets anymore because the lack of my stomach means I can't break them down. So I'm not on any plastic tablets anymore. So I have to be on solid pills. And the lansoprazole that I was given at the hospital is dissolvable, but you can take it and swallow it. So, and when you let it dissolve under your tongue, it's foul. It's bloody awful. It literally sticks to your tongue. It sticks to the entire sort of surface of your mouth, and you have to constantly drink to get rid of the taste. It was not very pleasant. So I thought I'd try taking it in one this time. I'd taken all my rest of my other pills, and I was like, alright, let's take this one. I looked at it and I looked at my multivitamin. I was like, well, it's smaller than a multivitamin, so it should go down easy. Yeah, I was wrong. I put it in my mouth, took a sip of water, and it got stuck in my throat. It got stuck right at the entrance of my throat, and I was choking. So that was lovely. I managed to cough it up, but it definitely put me off taking it again. So I put it in my mouth and let it dissolve a bit, and then I took some water with it. But yeah, taking pills and choking is not a way to make you endear to them in the slightest. This morning I had to take it again, and I was like, I don't want to. But as I took it out of the packet, it split in half. So I was like, well, that makes it easier. So in that regard, it was quite nice. Still tasted foul, but it went down a lot easier. But yeah, you sort of become a bit of a maraca now, with the amount of pills I have to take. I know to some people, half a dozen, 7 or 8 pills isn't too much, and to others it's an absolute million. But for me, it's so annoying. constantly having to nap, but I'll be on pills now for the rest of my life. I'm on them anyway for, like I say, for various other bits and pieces. But the additional ones, I've now got to be on them for as long as, well, forever now. The multivitamin is faff. Started taking them a little while ago because I knew I was going to have to be on them full time. But the size of them are absolutely massive, you know. It's like, yeah, you sort of see the Flintstone gummies, you know, I could do that, but the adult multivitamins are not as friendly. They're not chewy, they're rock hard, and they're about the size of a bullet. And yeah, but they seem to go down easier than the Lansoprazole, which is quite funny. So yeah, that's just my random thoughts for this week, essentially. Pills and pain. Fun combination, eh? But it is what it is. As I say, we take the victories where we get them, we take the losses when we need them, and then we move forward and go on to the next step. It's the long haul, it's not the short haul, which is what it is. But it wasn't an overnight thing to get me to where I am now, so it's not going to be an overnight thing to get me where I want to be. So, as I say, it's definitely a marathon, which is not something I'm built for, but we move forward and we try. I mentioned in a few of my videos a little while ago about planning for 5 years. One of the things the doctor brought up is, where do you see yourself in 5 years? And it's not something that I do. I don't plan ahead. I don't plan at all if I can help it, because plans tend to fall apart. But I've been thinking of plans, not so much plans but goals, and I've got a couple of ones that I've been sort of toying around with, and I think they're going to be the ones that I aim for, as well as everything else. But I'd like to do at least a 5k, if not many. It's not something I've ever done before, but I'd like to aim to try and achieve to finish a 5k, so not 4k, a 5k, potentially a 10k. We'll see what happens in that regard, but I definitely want to do a 5k. And I'd like to get a custom suit, a nice fitted suit for when I'm slimmer, because I've always had fat people suits because I'm fat. Although I'll end you with a bit of a story, a bit of a funny story. So I've got a fairly big family. My dad is one of 9, I believe. Can't remember. And my mum's one of 7. So I've got lots of auntie and uncles everywhere. And a few years ago, one of my uncles died fairly unexpectedly. His name was Matthew. Had a lot of time for Uncle Matt. Loved him dearly. And he passed away. So we were obviously getting ready for his funeral. So I said I wanted to buy a new suit for it. So I found this shop online and we went there and I picked up a suit. I don't like shopping. I'm not good at it because of my size. It makes me feel uncomfortable. But I got a suit, bought it. It was all fine. The funeral came, got dressed up, and was driving to the crematorium where the funeral was. Met everyone, said hi, blah blah blah, and then we went to the wake afterwards. We pulled up to the car park at the wake. It was a pub restaurant place. Parked up. And I was with my brother and sister-in-law at the time. They went ahead, and I've had to sort myself out because my trousers were falling down, so I wanted to just knit myself up a little bit. Took my jacket off, had my jumper on, sorted myself out. But as I stood up outside the car to rearrange my trousers, they hit the deck. Turns out I got the wrong size trousers, and I flashed everyone in the car park in my boxer shorts, which was funny. It was not my proudest moment, but it was definitely a funny one. So I grabbed them pretty damn quick and pulled them back up, obviously, and tucked everything back in and put my hands in my pockets and held my trousers up as I walked into the wake, and obviously we had a nice little sort of get together and a little bit of a remember of Uncle Matt and stuff. And as we were walking out, I managed to feel my trousers falling down again. So I was hitching them up with my hands in my pockets, giggling with Daniel and Chloe. Daniel's my brother. Chloe's my sister-in-law. Giggling with them about what had just happened. So we got into the car and then took a slow drive home. But yeah, so I'd like to get a suit that fits and ideally doesn't fall down when I'm trying to walk into a place and flash everyone in a car park. But yeah, that's my silly little story to end this video now. So yeah, that's my video for today. Excuse me. If you can, please do like, subscribe. Subscribing would be fantastic. If we could try and get that number up to something like 20, that'd be fantastic. If we can get up to 50, it'd be even better. But if you feel like subscribing, please do. My goal with setting this up is to get a video out every week, and that is what I'm trying to do. I haven't missed a week yet since I started. So if you can, please just like it, subscribe, and if you know somebody who's struggling with weight issues, any sort of addiction issues, had bariatric surgery, thinking about it, please share my videos. Drop me a comment in anywhere. If you've got any questions or you want my advice, it's not worth much, but I'm quite happy to give it. That's it. So I'm going to love and leave you, and I'll see you guys next week, hopefully, with something a little bit more interesting than me sitting in my bedroom waffling at your camera. Bye.